What's your name?
Elena.
How old are you?
18 years old.
What do you like to do in your free time?
I like to hang out with my friends, hang out with my boyfriend, listen to music. I run track and field, so I do that a lot. And take my dog on hikes.
Nice. How old's your dog?
He's 8.
What kind of dog?
8, 9 in January, I think. He's a German short-haired pointer.
Nice. What kind of music do you listen to?
So I don't have the coolest music taste, but my friends do. So what I do is I like wait until they like make new playlists, and then I go and listen to those. So then I look like I'm cool, but I'm really not that cool. I kind of just listen to whatever Claire puts on the radio when I drive her around places.
What does being a young woman mean to you?
I think that it kind of means like what you want it to mean. I think for some people it means like becoming an adult and becoming like a lady, I guess, and for other people it means like learning how to own yourself and own your confidence. I think it really just depends on the person.
Are there any expectations that accompany this persona?
I think in society sometimes there are, like act like a lady or becoming a young woman, but I think it's really fun kind of being in a place where a lot of people are challenging gender stereotypes and societal stereotypes, so you're able to watch people transform and become what they want to be and what they want to, you know, choose to act like.
How are you impacted by your culture?
I mean, I don't know, I think as teenage girls it's definitely something that like is a never-ending cycle, just especially because, you know, in our society there's a lot of outside influences that are telling you how to look, act, dress, be, you know, what you're supposed to define yourself as, what you're supposed to be doing to be perceived as like, you know, normal. And I think that I've spent a lot of my time kind of struggling with that, but in the past I'd say maybe 2 years I've really been able to kind of look at what society is giving me and take out what I want as opposed to letting society try and define what I'm supposed to be, which has been nice.
Do you think you're more impacted by genetics or environment?
Honestly, I would have to say genetics.
Ooh.
Just because, I mean, I grew up...
You're a nature person.
I don't know if I'm necessarily a nature person, but like I know in my family I would not be the way I am unless... If I wasn't Hispanic, I'd be a completely different person. Like, just the way that I grew up, the way that I was raised, the things that I was taught to do, taught to act. Like, for example, today, like, seeing girls, like, walking around, like, holding their shoes, or girls that aren't able to walk in high heels. Like, it's not their fault. They're just not really used to wearing high heels. But like for me, ever since I was little, like 13 years old, like you wear high heels to every social event and you do not take them off, even if your feet are bleeding, unless you bring like sandals or something to change into. Like, I don't know, it's just little things. So definitely impacted by our environment, definitely a creature of SI, a creature of my middle school, of my friends, of the society that I live in. But my family has defined the person who I am and what my values are. So definitely nature in this case. I mean, people that know me, including your fine self, would know, will vouch for me that I'm definitely loud and sometimes a little out there, but I think extroverted is a good word to define like one word about me, just because I think that it can encompass so many things. I'm loud, I'm passionate, I'm caring, I love being with people. I just really love people. So I think that's why extroverted works.
What's one time period you would travel back to if you could?
I would like to say 1920s, but the 20s kind of sucked for everyone if you weren't like Gatsby-esque. So like if I could be Gatsby-esque for like 10 years, that'd be kind of cool before like Great Depression. I don't know, I feel like I really like the time period we live in right now because there's so many social changes and social movements that I agree with and I believe in, and I think living or being in a place that just doesn't really have those social movements yet would really just piss me off. I would have a lot less freedoms. I think Gatsby era was super fun and super pretty, and you know, the roaring 20s, it was kind of a party in its own fun sort of way, but you know, women weren't allowed like suffrage, women had a lot less control, they were expected to be secretaries and they were expected to work the phone lines. They never really worked high-powered jobs or had a lot of control over what they could do in life, and that's just not who I am, so I wouldn't be able to function very well in that society. Well, my mom is my best friend and we drive each other absolutely crazy, but I wouldn't be able to like function without her. And I don't know, she's just taught me a lot of life lessons, and she's a powerful woman in her career, and she's an amazing mom, and so, you know, she's definitely just someone I want to take after. My grandmother, just because I grew up with her and she was like in a very important part, let's see if I can get this, a very important part of my childhood. She moved to the United States with my grandpa. She didn't speak English. Her kids went to St. Cecilia's. She like ensured that they had everything possible so they could succeed in American society, but she didn't speak English. She wasn't from here. She didn't really feel like she was, you know, part of American society. She still felt really Hispanic, but yet she managed to soldier through and just create a great childhood for her kids. And she was just strong and smart, and the family joke is my grandmother didn't step out of the shower without her pearls on. She just always looked amazing. So that's why I take after, and I take after my friends because my friends are freaking amazing. Like you, who are doing this little like series thing, and I don't know, Phoebe Freitag's a freaking brilliant girl. Like Samantha Ellman never stops working, never stops studying. Like I wish I had that discipline and control. Claire is extremely artistic. Kira says whatever the hell she wants and doesn't care who hears it. Julia's funny and just really true to herself, listens to the classics and loves what she is. And Michelle, she just does what she wants to do and doesn't let anyone else define her. God, I love Neve. My boyfriend's pretty great, you know. He's really helping with my self-confidence, and he really makes sure that like I always feel good about myself, and I've never really been in a, like, I don't know, I've never really had that much confidence, but he's definitely like helped transform that recently, which has been kind of amazing to like be a part of. I want to be a occupational therapist and researcher.
Why?
I'm really passionate about working with kids that are autistic. Good morning! And learning, I want to major in cognitive science for college, and then learning after that, and then learning after that to apply that to a therapy session because I want to work with the kids and I want to research what autism does to your brain, why people feel like that, so I can better help them. I definitely am affected by media today. I've always had body dysmorphia issues, and I've always, I don't know, never felt really comfortable in my own skin, and the past, I'd say maybe a year, has been really good for me to kind of learn to own myself. I feel like, I don't know, it's hard being a girl that's like a size 4, size 6 like I am, and to see what people define as plus size models is like, oh shit, like, am I plus size? Like, that's what it makes you think, and you're sitting there like, these women are beautiful, like, stunning creatures, like, with amazing curves and, like, bodies. I don't know, in the past year I've definitely learned to, like, own myself and own, like, the best parts of me. I have always been pretty, like, good about being eloquent, speaking correctly, being pretty good about my views and being informed, and I told my dad I would love to be a politician. I think I could be a good one, and I think I could, you know, be successful if I was a political science major and kind of went on to pursue a career and something like that. But being a woman in politics, you have to be so cautious of not being too loud or too aggressive or not pretty enough, or like, even I'm not like, and this is not a political like agenda for Hillary Clinton, but like when you hear reports of Hillary Clinton on the media, it's Donald Trump's yelling or whoever she's running against in whatever race, and oh, her pantsuit not the best, her voice is just really not what we want it to be, you know? Sometimes she's just too aggressive, like, I don't know, it's just stuff like that frustrates me, that as a woman you have to be more careful about the way you say things. I think that like, it's just really hard to be a kid right now. Like, there's so many different things that can happen, that can like trip you up, that can like worry you, that can, you know, really help like affect your growing up. And I think that you have to raise kids to be strong and to believe in like what they want to believe in, and make sure that, you know, they feel beautiful and don't let like mainstream, I don't know, I think that would probably be my biggest thing, like making sure like that they aren't completely affected by mainstream media, and for them to learn like this is what the media is showing you, but like you need to become your own people, and whoever they are is what I will love and what I will support no matter what.
What is a book you would make your kids read?
Is Your Mama a Llama? That's a good one. You should read it.
Why? Why would you make them read that?
I think as a child it's really important to read like funny books, and even now like I read Is Your Mama a Llama all the time with my mom, and it's still like one of those funny inside jokes that we talk about. So there's definitely like other books that when they get older they should read. Like there's so many like great books that I'm reading right now, but like when you're little, I just think like fun books to know that you're loved and cared for no matter what are the most important things.
What are your opinions on gay marriage?
Love is love, man. I think that people are growing up to become more accepting. Oh, that looks so much better. People are going up to become more accepting. It's become more mainstream, to be perfectly honest. Is that what it is? I think it's more mainstream to be pro, you know, whoever you want to marry than against it. And I think people are just becoming more accepting as time's passing. I think we're improving in some points, slowly but surely. There's definitely more stuff we need to work on, but we're getting there.
How do you de-stress?
Music and working out.
What are major sources of stress in your life?
School, college, occasionally my boyfriend, because he's slightly psycho, said with love and affection. And I don't know, sports recently has been kind of a stressor for me, but now it's all good. I don't know, I tend to just kind of put my problems in a corner and like focus on other people, which is kind of not the best way to cope. No, I choose to focus on other people and try and help them and be as, you know, kind and helpful to them as I can be. I think some stress is definitely negative in my life just because like sometimes I get in my own head and stress myself out, but other times, like if I'm procrastinating, which I do all the freaking time, stress is a really good way to kick myself in the ass. So in my family, there's a tradition that the daughter of a daughter is named the middle name of the mom. So my grandmother's name is Marina Carmen Castañeda. My mom is Carmen Elena Castañeda Luis Palomera. And I am Elena Victoria Lewis. So my daughter will be named Victoria. Just inherently, your name is part of the way that you're immediately defined. So, does that look okay? So I think that people just kind of take their name as part of their person. And for some people, the name has a really big meaning. You're named after an important family member or a grandparent or something like that, and so that means a lot to them. As cliche as it seems, the world is definitely a crazy place, and being able to identify certain things and know certain things help people feel more comfortable. I think that a person seeking their identity and someone that knows kind of not necessarily who they are exactly, but what they can define themselves as or what they feel comfortable defining themselves as is a way to their confidence. I've noticed that in a lot of people. And I also think that it can be really hard because if you feel like, oh, like everyone like kind of knows what they're about and knows who they are and knows what they want to do and like all this stuff, like that's overwhelming if you don't know what you are. So I think that it can be negative in the sense that when you look at other people that you feel like they know what they are, what they're doing, you immediately feel more stressed because you don't know. I think dress codes are a freaking joke. I understand that you want people to look presentable. I totally get that, and I agree that at school you're gonna dress differently than you're gonna dress at the beach or like when you're hanging out at a friend's house, but I think some of the rules are very, very based off of like making sure guys are okay, and like even then the guys think it's a joke too. I feel like you can't really function in a friendship without trust. I think that without trust, there's nothing else that you can really like rely on. I love makeup. I just really like makeup because I like that I can like paint my face and I think it's really fun. I also think that like now not as much, but when I like in the past makeup helped me feel more comfortable with myself. Like I was never really comfortable like not wearing makeup just because I felt like I didn't look good without it. So it was, I mean, I don't know. I think that I wore makeup more for myself than anyone else. But I love it. I think it's something really fun. I think you should be a little bit older. I think when you're younger, you just have to like let your natural person be. And to be perfectly honest, like I'm kind of pissed at all the little kids that like wear makeup now because you need to go through your awkward stage. Like we all went through it. Like we all like wore weird makeup or like the wrong makeup or not at all, and just, you know, everyone, you need to grow up a little bit. Just take your time growing up. I think makeup is something for fun when you're little, but like if you're actually gonna start wearing makeup, like let it be like as you grow up instead of like right when you're younger, like full face, you know? XOXO, Gossip Girl.